Welcome to the DPost Sports Chat. I'm Drew Rubenstein. I'm with Ed Owens, and we're here at M&T Bank Stadium where West Virginia and Maryland are about to square off in the fourth game of the season. Historically, this has been a big matchup for the Mountaineers. The last 19 times they've beaten the Terrapins, they've gone on to a bowl season. So Ed and I are going to break down the four keys to the game for WVU and Maryland. And I think first, Ed, we start off with the obvious one. Ford Childress making his first career road start against a Maryland defense that is statistically the best pass rush in the country. They have 14 sacks in 3 games, and WVU needs to keep Ford safe. They need to be able to connect on some deep passes to have a chance in this one. That said, Maryland's probably going to be doing anything and everything it can to confuse and sack Ford and hit him as early and often as possible. See how a young quarterback stands up to that kind of a pressure. And I think that kind of leads into the second key to today's game.
Yeah, and it's WVU's run game. That's something we talked about earlier, and WVU needs to be able to move the ball on the ground. Everybody says establish the run, but really today it is a key for them. They have to be able to establish that run to keep the pressure off Childress. If they can force Maryland to play up and play the run, it'll free up WVU's receivers. It'll give Childress more time, especially against that pass rush you were talking about. It's really going to be a key to keeping the pressure off a redshirt freshman quarterback, like you said, making his first road start.
Going on the other side of the ball for the third key to the game, I think it's got to be West Virginia's secondary against Maryland's explosive receivers. WVU has not faced an offense like they will today, in my opinion. Oklahoma was able to run the ball effectively, but they had costly turnovers in the red zone because they were not capable of connecting on passes. Maryland is perfect in the red zone. They have two probably the best receivers that WVU's faced to date, leading off with Stephon Diggs, who has drawn comparisons to Tavon Austin. WVU's cornerbacks have certainly performed well, but they have not been tested like they will be today. And then the other receiver for Maryland is Deon Long, who was familiar with WVU fans. He was briefly in Morgantown for the 2011 season. And just seeing how far this WVU secondary that was near the worst in the country last season has come, I think we'll find that out today.
And the other part that we talked about, the biggest thing that WVU can do to help the secondary is getting that pass rush. WVU needs to get pressure. They need to get in there. They need to make C.J. Brown make those throws. They can't give him time to do it. And Brown's a dual threat quarterback. He can run about as well as he can throw. So when they do get back there and get pressure, they have to contain him. They cannot let him get loose. They can't give him time to turn broken plays into big yardage. They can't give those receivers time to get open. The upfront pass rush, the defensive line, linebackers containing, that's all going to be really important to taking the pressure off WVU's secondary and making sure that Maryland doesn't do to the Mountaineers what a lot of teams did last year.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Ed. And please continue to check DPost.com. We'll have the blog up and running, and we'll also be tweeting at DDP Sports. Ed and I will be back after the game with a post-game report, and we'll have all the information that you're looking for on the DDPost.com and in tomorrow's Dominion Post. Thanks for tuning in.